I just got back from a mental health conference in California. And one of the topics that I brought up, I'm going to bring to you, the viewer, and I think it's really going to help mental health for men especially, or if you identify as a male. So now the two things that I discussed, basically they fall into the diagnostic manual for mental illness, and it's all the way in the back towards the references. But now if you don't know what this is, it all takes place once again in the gym or your fitness training area, whatever you'd like to call it. So the first thing's going to be, and if this is you, I'm going to probably diagnose you via this social platform. You're about 35% body fat. You don't have a muscle on your body, and you have something called truncal adiposity. And just to keep it casual, that means you got a little bit of a peepaw. That's for my Spanish viewers out there. Once again, closed captions. Or you got a little bit of a bonza. That's for my paisans. So now you basically have no structure and no build. And that's okay. Once again, I'm not fat phobic. I'm only here to help you and guide you along your journey. So all I'm trying to say is that, number one, you should not be wearing this particular outfit or this shirt in the gym, either a long sleeve or a short sleeve. It only works in two ways if you wear compression outfits or, once again, a compression top. You would have to look at me and say, hey, doc, that's me. Once again, I'm not a doctor, but I'm your mental health provider right now. So you're going to be like, hey, look, the reason why I'm wearing this Under Armour is because right after this workout I'm doing, I'm going to the NFL Combine and I'm trying out for the Eagles. And I'll be like, all right, well, that makes sense. I still don't like it. You should probably put a sweatshirt on because, once again, even though you're pretty ripped up, it still doesn't look good on you. Number two is you would have to also tell me that, listen, hey, I'm a professional bodybuilder. I wear the compression stuff right before I compete. Once again, I'd like to keep the heat in because I'm freezing right now because I haven't had a carb in about 14 weeks and I'm about 4% body fat and I'm on a shitload of Diazid, et cetera, et cetera. And now I would understand where you're coming from because I might have lived this kind of life. So now, if you didn't fall into those two categories that I just brought up regarding either being a bodybuilder or a professional athlete, all I'm trying to say is that, look, I'm trying to help you. You look terrible in whatever you're doing. You look like a 20-pound sausage in a 10-pound pack. Once again, I don't know if you got that analogy, but hopefully ask a friend if you have one near you. So all I'm trying to say is that that's going to be the number one thing that I brought up at the conference for mental health for men. And number two is, once again, I'm on my perch in the gym, and once again, I like to educate people. There's something called ILS, and if you don't know what that is, it's called invisible lat syndrome. That means you've seen this, or this is you. You basically, we go back to this analogy that I feel that is worldwide at this point. You have the shoulders of a 12-year-old. You have no particular physique, and there's nothing impressive about you just yet. Once again, I don't want to kill your dreams. But you're walking around with your arms bowed out, like you're 260 pounds, just about to walk on stage for the Mr. Olympia contest, and you're walking around like your back is as wide as a handball court. But all I'm trying to say is that when people look at you, they'll be like, this person is insane, and also probably suffers from delusionalism, which is a secondary characteristic of all these mental illnesses that I'm speaking about today. So number one, once again, you look crazy. Put your arms down until you grow a little bit. All right. And also you're probably, because when people look at you, you're going to be like, well, obviously this guy's making poor decisions. Is he going to shoot up the gym? Maybe I should be nice to the guy. And also, why does he have a sleeve on his gallon of water? It doesn't even make any sense. But once again, I'm losing track. So all I'm trying to say is, look, just to circle back, if you want your mental health to improve and you want to present a little bit better, if you're going to wear the Under Armour, you got to have the skin of a leaf and you got to have some musculature that's not going to scare people when you have this outfit on. If not, you look utterly ridiculous, and put a sweatshirt over this Under Armour compression gear that you got going on. All right? And then the last thing's going to be this. All right? I'm going to have to think about how, because I don't want to offend you any further than I'm already doing. The ILS, or invisible lat syndrome. So keep in mind, keep your arms down, walk normally until you're ready to grow into a show, and then you could flare around with your ego and be cocky, and then I'll do a video on that also. So look, coffee and juice, get yourself together. If you need to go see a psychiatrist, once again, I am available for all types. Just DM me, and then I'll bill you a ridiculous amount of money to have a conversation with me for about 15 minutes like these other people do. So look, coffee and juice. Take care of yourself, all right?